Peace, family. So I'm back with another one. Today what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about you will be judged by your actions, so you must judge them by their actions as well. I know a lot of beings don't even like using that word. Don't judge me, don't judge them, don't judge this, don't judge that. Some of us are given authority too, and some of us aren't. That is just the motherfucking facts, you know what I mean? So outside of that, it's like a lot of beings will show you where they stand by their actions, you know what I mean? Someone may rub you on your back today, and then tomorrow we'll be sitting some kind of spike whoopee cushion down for you to sit down on top of it to hurt yourself, you know what I mean? A lot of these beings out here don't want to be judged by their actions. You know, they want you to take the picture that they're trying to paint. So what they'll do is they'll do something like paint a car, but then the whole backside and the rest of it that you cannot see won't be there because they never finished the job. They never finished the work. But they want you to pay that same value of a full car as them showing you this half a vehicle right here. Only what's in your vision. You have to walk and do a whole 360 to make sure that the whole thing is there. You know what I mean? We love being judged by our actions. So it's weird that the other beings don't want to be judged by their actions. So when people don't want to be judged and don't want to take accountability, like, told this story before, but when me and my BM had first separated, my mini had held me accountable for an action that I had done, and I had to hear that for the next 3 to 4 months. I didn't know it was going to be 3 to 4 months. I just knew that she was entitled to bring it up and to say it as much as she wanted to until her spirit was over it, you know what I mean? And with me taking the steps to hold myself accountable, it allowed her to feel more comfortable and not feel as though she needs to continuously, you know, recollect or go back to that memory that was, you know, a little bit impactful, you know. So it's like you have to take the steps to go along to hold yourself accountable for certain things, you know. So I have to hold myself accountable for anything that I say up here, you know what I'm saying? Which I do that in real life. So for me to do this in front of the camera, it's easy. It's like if it was no camera here and I was just talking to the creator, you know? Like, so for me, I would never get up here or do anything in front of the camera or do these things and it's something that is not within me or something that I haven't been doing. I'm one of them leaders that's like, hold on a minute. Let me touch this fire real quick. All right, it's about 200 degrees. All right, y'all go ahead and touch it. You know what I'm saying? But I would be the one to do it first. That's how my spirit has always been set up. A lot of these beings, they want to take the time to beat you down when you're down, and they come up with legitimate excuses and reasons because their feelings is legitimate reason. You know what I mean? So people who live in these imaginary spaces who don't want to take accountability, you know, and don't like to give credit where it's due. You know, a lot of these beings don't even like that. They'll hear you say something and then they'll repeat it and they won't give credit. Not like it's your words, but you spark something, you know. A lot of beings will see you do something that'll spark something in them to go create something that they want to create, which is similar, you know. But the credit is still can be given where it's due. Like, that's what a lot of beings out here that don't know how to think for themselves be trying to take advantage of us at, you know what I'm saying? They think we are unaware of all the seeds that we plant around them and all the seeds we give to them, you know what I'm saying? And how we're just a big ass bag of seeds and they just come over dipping in us, literally. Hey, let me get some of them, let me get some of them, let me get some of them, I need some of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's when we start putting up protective borders and boundaries so people just not coming and taking our seeds. Like, let me give this to you. You don't run into a store and just take what you want. You know what I'm saying? You gotta see what's up with the man. So it's the same thing spiritually. A lot of beings are dipping in your seeds. They want your sauce, even though you already given them the sauce. You know what I'm saying? So they have to be, we all have to be accountable. You know what I'm saying? Being accountable and people judging you by your actions don't mean that like you won't feel some kind of guilt still and like shame and sad and bitter and all of that other stuff. But what you have to do is you keep it on a percentage scale. Everything is on a percentage scale. So even when you at your happiest, just know that even your happiest is probably only like 98%. And some people happy states, their highest happy states is only at 90. They don't even hit 100. You know what I'm saying? So it varies. So even when you start talking about your sadness and all these other things, you have to understand like it's at a percentage scale. So even when you put it down and try not to process it the same way, just make sure you take it all in as a percentage scale. But we are judged by our actions. We'll always be judged by our actions. You continue to judge the other beings around you by their actions. I don't give a fuck how they are feeling. I don't give a fuck how they feeling. How many times did you go to work and you didn't feel like going to work? All right then. So clearly your feelings do not matter every single second in corresponding moment to this realm. You know what I'm saying? So, or corresponding to the spiritual realm, because a lot of people conjure stuff up in here that hasn't even happened out here yet. You know, they conjure all this negative stuff up and then boom, they manifest it. Us, we conjure all this positive stuff up and then boom, it manifests. You know what I'm saying? So if you constantly saying, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, you never gonna want me, you never gonna want me, you're creating and building that energy frequency higher. You're building that. Look at it as you're blowing a bubble. Like you got some chewing gum, some bubble gum. Maybe you got some Trident is not good. You gotta use the Bubblicious. You know what I'm saying? I was about to say Trident. That's not good for bubbles. You gotta look at it as blowing a bubble. It's getting bigger and bigger the more you put into it. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing out here. Like a lot of times when you are reflecting your life outwardly, there are characters that play the role. And these characters don't enjoy their roles, but they signed up for their roles with those actions. You know what I mean? So if I signed up to be a villain in somebody's story and that's how they're painting me because that's the image I gave them to go off of, then that's what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that I'm a villain. That just means that how they perceive me in the time when I was around them was as a villain. You know what I'm saying? So the only way you know if it holds weight is by your actions and by your fruits. Once that time has transpired, you know what I'm saying? Then you will be able to tell, okay, yeah, damn, I've been a villain in that story too. I've been a villain in that story. Okay, I've been a hero in that story, hero in that story. But if you're in the Western society and you are pushing for something greater than yourself, you will be the villain in majority stories. Majority stories, you will be the villain. You know what I mean? So in this realm that we living in with the witchy team in charge, good is the poison. Organic is the poison. You know what I'm saying? Natural is the poison. When we all know that that's opposite. You have eyelashes, so why are you putting more eyelashes on? Like you already have yours. Like I respect eyelashes if you shave your eyelashes off and then you put more on there. You gotta shave all your eyelashes on to put more on there. How about you do that? Because it's weird. When I was little, that wasn't a thing. So people be like, eyelashes was a thing forever. And I'm like, maybe for people with super money. People with super money always had cell phones before you had a cell phone. So it's like it's always gonna be an exception. But you have to hold yourself accountability. You know, you have to be accountable. You have to know that you will be judged by your actions. If you moving in this light and you trying to do better, and you know we at war, and you know we have all these things happening in this Western society, then you should already understand, all right, I cannot move like the rest of the zombie bots. Yes, I like eyelashes, but I'm not gonna put them on and form and fit in with the rest of the zombie bots. Because just because you like them, now you look like a zombie bot. Now you're fitting in, so nobody could perceive your energy that don't know you as being in a different space. They wouldn't know to approach or to see your light. You know what I mean? Because it's so much weird, witchy shit in the Western society. Like, you literally have to sift through a bunch of garbage daily. People like, oh, I ain't digging in no garbage, motherfucker. You do it every day spiritually. So while you looking at the homeless people who do it physically, you do it every day spiritually. You in the dumpster like, oh, let me look at this plantation job. Let me see which one I want over here. And all it's like, I'm in the dating pool. Let me see which one of these witches or warlords I want to have kind of stab me and destroy me today. Like, we sifting through garbage. So for me, if I know that most demonic men like to process and do things a certain way, I gotta go opposite the other way, you know. And the only reason why I even got a brand on today is because I was running through laundry really fast, and this was just something that was convenient to throw on, but y'all will never see me in too much other shit that is not just regular, you know. When it comes to certain things, you don't have to be excessive or go to infinity and beyond. Because most beings that's spiritually connected, they don't give a fuck about that shit anyways. I never seen a female in Gucci flip-flops and was like, oh shit, yeah, I want that. You know what I'm saying? Or like, it's the vibrations for me. You know, we all know that y'all come in all shapes and sizes. There's more women than men. So for me, it's about the vibration. Same thing it is with men. Like, when I meet other males, it's like, yo, like when I feel that masculinity projecting from them, and I feel a little bit of that, I gotta test you a little bit. And it's like, I gotta test you a little, because men, we size each other up. So what the fuck we do? You know, and we kind of have like this little subtle thing that we do. It's like, oh, all right, I could beat him. Or it's like, all right, well, he ain't gonna beat me that easy. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm gonna make him put in a little work if it go there. You know what I'm saying? But once we create that space, that's just putting these manhoods there together. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to like, oh yeah, I ain't worried about him, or all into that broke wrist sissy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit hurt my heart. That shit hurt my heart. That shit hurt my heart. When I say that shit hurt my heart, that shit hurt my heart. The easiest way to take over a country is by getting rid of the men. Most men, because I was in the streets before, when we setting up licks, we not concerned with the women in the house. We like, how many niggas in the house? How many niggas in the house? Then you got process of it, how many weapons in there. And then even if you say niggas in the house, you be like, if it's a bunch of fruitcakes and broke wrists in there, then we ain't really too concerned. We take that as lightweight. And not saying that they aren't still men, but they aren't in their full masculinity, so they don't get to use their full potential and powers. So we don't look at that shit as work. So you gotta look on a bigger scale, the system. If I could turn all they men feminine and weak as fuck, then it'd be easy to take them over and do what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta judge them by their actions. You know what I'm saying? If they lied about Christopher Columbus, what the fuck else they lied about? Everything. So you don't have to keep sifting through the garbage when you can be like, all right, that's the dumpster right there. You know what comes in the dumpster. You can walk past the dumpster, around the dumpster. You can jump over the dumpster. Damn it, some of them you can crawl under. But you don't have to go in the dumpster. You know what I'm saying? Only time we have to go in the dumpster here in the Western society is like, you can minimize it to about 20 to 30%. You can minimize it. You can minimize it. Everything is on a percentage scale, you know what I mean? But we are judged by our actions, you know what I'm saying? I want you to judge me by my actions. That means that I have to walk appropriately. That means that I have to talk appropriately. You know what I'm saying? That means that I have to be self-aware to know what the fuck I'm saying and to know what the fuck I'm doing. Yes, hold me accountable for my motherfucking actions. So I'm gonna hold you accountable for your actions. If I seen somebody down right there and some shit was going on and I decided to jump in and step on him and beat his ass because, oh, I want you to feel how I was feeling at that time, and I picked this time to fucking sign an agreement to co-conspire with this other energy to do these things to you, to try to beat you down as low as I can possibly beat you down. And then after you survive that beating, I'm gonna look at it in a different perspective, because in my real world I know that, oh man, they are too fucking strong. They taking these ass whoopings and they coming back up still strong and solid, nigga. And they ain't even thrown a blow yet. You're right, because sometimes the defense is so solid you don't even have to throw any blows. Sometimes the defense is so solid you don't even have to throw any blows. You know what I mean? I ain't want to run it up too long though. We are accountable for our actions, and you do hold them and judge them based on their actions. You can say you don't use the word judge. Well, shit, if you don't want to use the word judge, don't use the word he, she, they, are, am, them, the. Like, that shit is weird. It's been male, female. keep it that way. If you want to be Billy Goat Gruff as a female, bitch, be Billy Goat Gruff. But I'm not gonna call you Billy Goat Gruff sexually, because if I'm not even engaging with you sexually, it don't fucking matter what I call you. Doesn't matter if I call you that. I don't walk up to most females saying she. That's not what I do. I usually get personal. I usually figure out their name or call them by their name. You know what I'm saying? Simple process. All this other weird shit that they got going on with the English shit, hey man, break it down and decipher it. You know what I'm saying? You have to. Tapping everything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.